Bro, everybody knows Torn T's best weather is sand. Yes, you U-turn out to regen the health back when needed. And then do you not know what hurricanes do in the sand? It's actually nuts. It's like common folklore what they do. How am I not getting to you right now? This is just common sense at this point. This is just common sense at this point. God dang it. No, I'm still right. It's just somebody else calling me. Hold up. Hello. Yeah. Yes, I know I'm behind on YCL. I understand. But it's not my fault that turn 6, the capture card just said no. It just said no. I only have turns 1 through 5. Yeah, I got Mollywop 3-0. Nobody trying to watch it anyway. What am I gonna post instead? I was gonna do a video in spite of this, but you decided to call me and yell at me about YCL instead. I'm not capping. I'm not capping. I'm not capping. Yeah, I will do the intro and prove it to you. I will do the intro and prove it to you. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this.
It's time to play!
Or NAH.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the first ever episode of Squad or Nah. Now, I told myself I would do this for PDL, but we're already week 3, week 4. Like, we just finished week 3. So, it might be a little too late to do that. You know what I'm saying? So, but I felt that with only 2 days away from the schedule reveal of NDL Season 3, I figured it would only be right to do okay, it's not a power rankings video. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The whole point of this is to go away from traditional power rankings, like,
Oh, this team is 16, and this is the reason why this team's number 1.
no, we're just gonna look at every single team 1 through 16, and we're just gonna be like, is this a squad or not? Okay. It's very simple. It's very simple. If we can get this to 10 likes, I'll do NDL. I'll do NDL like pick'ems for week 1. You know, once the schedule comes out on Sunday, I'll do pick'em. If we get to 10 likes, of course, we'll do pick'ems and stuff. So that's gonna be cool. I don't know how I feel about NDL. I mean, yeah, I won last season 2, but like I didn't really record it like that. And like the more I think about it, the harder it's gonna be to do that video essay from season 1 to 2. So might as well just do this, try this out, see if we can cover season 3 a little bit. You know, with YCL and UGL. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to record matches and stuff like that for myself. So it would just be, you know, if I were to do NDL content in the future, it would be this. It would be this, the pick'ems, and then I could do, maybe if we get 10 likes after this video. So 10 likes for this video for the pick'ems thing, when the schedule drops. And then if we can get this to 20 and then the other one to 10, I'll do like top 5. I'll do top 5 plays. I'll do top 5 plays each week or something like that. But yeah, because to be honest with you, I think NDL is probably, not being biased or anything because I won last season, but I think NDL is probably the favorite league that, you know, I run. I also run DLCA, but that's very, very casual Wi-Fi league. And then obviously, you know, PDL has their own channel and things like that. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go over every single team in NDL, and we're just gonna be like, is this a squad or not? Let's go. So we have 16 teams here. We're gonna start with the Munich Milk Tanks because they're right here. This team is not a squad. This is cancer. This team. The first team has to be Munich Milk Tanks because they're the first team that pops up when you click the teams page. And let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. Freaking Munich Milk Tanks, man. Okay, there's 2 stall teams. I'm gonna spoil this right now. There's 2 stall teams, and they both have 25 points left over, and they just refuse to like spend the extra points. They don't want to. They refuse to upgrade one of the tier 5s to tier 4, and it just. Like, I swear, I'm gonna make that a rule next season to spend all your points, because it really drives me nuts when people leave leftover points. It's just like, how are you gonna finesse more trades? Because, like, remember, the transaction rule is 5. The transaction rule is 5 once I drop the schedule. It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is not a squad. This is cancer, bro. This is cancer, okay? So, Munich Milk Tanks, Lords, our local resident German here in this league, was here last season, took over for a team simply because it had Chansey, but then also moved some pieces around, got Zero Aura, got Deoxys Defense, very, very scary defensive core in Chansey and Deoxys Defense, and I had to face that in semifinals. This season, when he got to draft his full team, first of all, man forgot that he did the application, even though I saw his name in the responses thing. Man just completely forgot that he reapplied here and is doing this draft. And so obviously he went with the go-to Chansey here at the S tier. But then you got the mega slow, bro, and it's just like, it honestly, the Mega Slowbro Chansey core may be more nasty than Deoxys Defense. Deoxys as you can see in purple, these are all captains, so you could pick like a Mega, an alternate form. Deoxys Defense is considered an alternate form. A G-Max that can only hold a Pokeball, and Z crystals or things like that. Like, you can pick one of those, right? So my man went with Mega Slowbro and Chansey. So you already have this double teleport core, this fat, really fat core. They actually cover each other very well because Mega Slowbro has very good Fizz Def, whereas Chansey is like historically known for the Speed Def. So they go hand in hand together. What's crazy as well here, you have some support as well. You got a Regenerator duo in Slowbro and Mienshao here. You have the 2 new Reggies, Reggie Drago and Reggie Alecki. So Alecki was a tier 2, used points for that. Reggie Drago was a 3 simply because they were lacking, said coverage and things like that. Controversial opinion here, but we've allowed hidden power here. So basically, even with Gen 8 mods that don't do it, because we play on Nat decks unrestricted, I felt like, giving, hidden power to those mods too. Because remember, like, it's, as long as it's shiny, right? If the mod is shiny, then you know that it's hidden power, and then now you just have to figure out which hidden power it is. And I think, with the 2 Reggies, yes, they lack coverage and things like that, but with our rule set of allowing hidden power for everything, that can open up some avenues for sure. Because the 2 new Reggies here have very good stab options, but they lack the coverage to hit their weaknesses and stuff. So I figured that, so if Lords decides to go the hidden power route and make them shiny, by all means, just go for it. Honestly, it's a very controversial rule, but you know what? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Like I said, this is cancer for not only the regeneration, the the Fizz Def, the Spadef, and then also another sleeper pick in Incineroar for, you know, being able to, you know, knock off Parting Shot, Toxic Will-O-Wisp. It's not gonna be a fun time facing this team. That is for sure. That is for sure. That's all I can say. This is not a squad. This is just. Next we got Brisbane Benets here. So he's got the regular slow bro, Mega T-Tar for the sand, along with Corviknight. We got Prankster Whimsicott and some other stuff. I don't know if this is kind of a squad. It's not a traditional, like, okay, it's less cancerous to deal with than Munich. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But Brisbane Benets, okay, my boy Ryder out here, you know, very interesting tier 5 pick. He picked this up early on in Turtonator, cause you know man's be spiky though. Not even gonna cap. Got Ariados simply for the webs. I highly doubt this thing is gonna do anything besides set webs. Tier 2 Azumarill and Meloetta towards the end of the draft were really good picks for him. Meloetta with our rule set, Meloetta can use Relic Song, which is historically what it's known for, which is why it's in tier 2. Azu, we know what Azu can do. It can set up. It had last season a former coach that left did the Whirlpool's Perish stunt, which was insane. It's not a traditional sand team. Okay, there's no Sand Rush abusers here on this team, but like it's a little better to look at than Lors' team. So I think Ryder got a squad. I guess I got a squad. But you know who ain't got a squad though? You know who ain't got a squad? This guy. Ooh, Quartz. Oh, we need to talk, buddy. This man is the other coach that not only left 25 points on the board, but also drafted Mega Sableye Blissey. Like, dude, like, chill out, man. Chill out. One of the best fairy type switch-ins for Sableye. Magnezone at tier 2. Nasty pick. Last season, we see some familiar faces here in Florges, Volbeat, Lantern. Those are 3 mons that he had last season. Again, not willing to upgrade the tier 5s up to a 4. You got so Quilladin here. While it does set up spikes and is a pure grass type, it relies heavily on the Eviolite. And it relies heavily on the Eviolite, so I don't really know what his best knockoff switching is. I mean, I guess you could say Sableye is probably the best one by far. So I guess having Quilladin with this team kind of fits the mold, I guess. Oh yeah, tier 1 Mew as a free pick. Based on, you know, the stall core of Sableye Bliss, I think this Mew's gonna be offensive, if anything. Because again, Mew could do whatever Mew want to do, but I don't think it's going to be the hazard setting red card variant, simply because you have Shuckle for pretty much every hazard that you need, and then the Lad is just there for the spikes. So I think this Mew is going to be offensive, which is actually kind of scary when you put an offensive Mew next to Sableye Bliss and Mag. Oof, I don't know about that one, Chief. Salazzle is an NDL champion with Corrosion. That obviously helps a lot for Quartz. Regular Altaria with Natural Cure also is good. Also helps out a lot. and fills the dragon thing. So yeah, I would say this is not a squad just like Lores. Same reasons, just a different team. And then we go to my team. It's alright. My team's alright. I'm telling you right now, like, I had to draft not only my team, but like other people's teams. And, you know, my team, you know, it can get the job done, I think. I'm not 100% sold on the fact that, that I will repeat simply because, like, things got sniped for me. Like, I wanted to throw a tier 5, but that got taken away from me. I thought Zapdos round 2 would come back. Nope, I lied. But apart from that, like, you know, I have, like, there's some new things that I have, like Mega Lottie is gonna be fun to use for sure. But then I also have some familiar pieces. Arcanine is an FPE Season 3 legend. You know, Umbreon was pretty much my entire defense in GDL, right? So Vileplume, another FPE Season 3 legend, right? So there's some new things, such as the Mega Lottie, the Slurpuff, and the Suicune here that I wanted to try out, along with some familiar stuff that I know how to run, such as Arcanine and Vileplume. Yeah, I got a squad. I must say. Other people told me I had a squad, so that's why I'm saying it. But for me, whether I believe that this is my squad or not, I'm not 100% sure on it. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see how the season goes. We'll see if I get the schedule I want. I don't know. I mean, who makes the schedule anyway? Next, we got the Orlando Thwack, coached by Barrett. Historically, Barrett has been known to draft God squads, but only go 3 and 5. This is Mega Alakazam, Clef, Indeedee Male. So you already got some Psychic Terrain. This Mega Alakazam can Nasty Ply, but I'm not 100% sure if the way Barrett builds, he's probably going to still run Calm Mind for some reason. He also got a Sun Core with the Psychic Terrain with Torkoal Shiftry. That's going to be very interesting. Oh yeah, and Zard. Solar Power Zard is also there. Bulky Water, Vaporeon, that's a signature Barrett pick right there. Having Wish Flip Turn is nice. Registeel, I'm not 100. I picked it up in YCL and it's just too passive. And Barrett would prefer to click buttons than to sit back and be passive. So I don't know if this Registeel gonna stay on this team long term. We'll see. We shall see. Druddigan is a sleeper pick for sure. Frostlass for the spikes, of course. Morpeko for the rapid spin. So this team has a right balance of utility and heavy hitters, along with, you know, with terrain and weather as well. I will say this is a squad. It's just a matter of, like, will Barrett, like, make playoffs with this? Will he even have a 500 record? Because remember, we're an 8-week season. So that's why I keep bringing up 3 and 5, because he was 3 and 5 last season with what? Tapu Lele and Mega Pinsir. Oh, jeez, I don't know how you went 3 and 5 like that, but we'll see if he'll even make 4 and 4. We shall see. Alright, now we can go to the Dimishev Darkrais, one of the new people here this season. So obviously T-Boosta was not here last season. Actually was just simply a friend from another Season 2 coach who's also here Season 3. We'll get to that team in a bit. Went Toxapex round 1. So that I always believe like your round 1 pick defines the type of player that you want to be. I guess like your round 1 pick has to be like something you build your team around. Or if you're at like at the ends of the draft, your first 2 picks are the main core that's gonna come pretty much every single game, right? So Toxapex was just there for the regenerator, which is crazy. This team really needed sand, to be honest with you. If I'm be completely honest, I think it had potential to be a sand team and it just didn't. Just sniped my throw instead at tier 5 when it could have been a baby hippo. Gigalith, I believe, is still free. If we get to the other teams and I see a Gigalith, well, that would explain it. Because you have Sandrush Lycanroc here. You also have Sandforce Mega Garchomp with Scale Shot as well, which would be insane. NDL Champion Season 3 in Heliolisk, which can Volt Switch left and right and center, and also U-turn if there's Volt Switch immunities looming. And Boosta was also the first person to grab a tier 4 like round 3 or 4 in Spiritomb, which is a very interesting pick because Spiritomb just got Poltergeist in Isle of Armor, so that is a thing. So Spiritomb can actually hit hard, believe it or not. Sandslash Alola is a weird pick. Traditionally, you would draft Hail with this guy, with Sonic the Hedgehog, but I think it's just here for rapid spinning purposes now at this point. Ice Steel isn't exactly the greatest defensive type to be rapid spinning, essentially, but hey, what do I know, right? This ain't my team, right? The Serp tier 2 is really good. I just really like this Fire Water Grass core here, right here. Talonflame, Serp, and Toxapex, they all cover each other super well. And I think that's the main reason why I think this is a squad. Because you have that Fire Water Grass synergy kind of makes up for the very underwhelming Dragon Fairy Steel core. It's not the greatest Dragon Fairy Steel core in this draft, but this Fire Water Grass core might potentially be my favorite core. My second favorite core. Like, it might be the best Fire Water Grass core like that on my screen right now. So this is a pretty good squad. And I've talked with Boosta before, like this is his first ever like draft league. He mostly like just plays like in game and he wanted to try out the competitive scene. So I think Boosta can pick up some wins here for sure with this team, and it has room to grow. It has room to be better actually. So looking forward to seeing what Boosta's gonna do this season. Oh, now we go to my favorite team. Oh, so this is one of the 2 teams that I had to draft because with the Keystone internet situation he was having back home, like I had to make pretty much most of his picks and stuff. I don't think there's a better Dragon Fairy Steel core in the league right now than what you see right now. Mega Scizor Coco is one of the greatest hyper offensive cores dating back to Gen 7 SM. Not even Usum, just regular Gen 7 SM. Oof. Coco Scizor. Now I think it's only rivaled to the disgusting Coco Lucha, but I think Coco Mega Scizor might be the second greatest hyper offensive pairing in Generation 7, and now they're bringing it, and now it's being brought here in NDL Season 3, and he finally got the dragon. I don't know how the dragon fell to 7 overall, but it did. Jeez, man. Jeez. Unreal Dragon Fairy Steel core, first of all. You also got some rain here. You also got Politoed and 3 Swift Swimmers in Seismitoad, Amistar, Beartick. And what's crazy to me is that, like, you know, we're listing Seismitoad as a swift swimmer because that's what it does. That's what, you know, it has that ability, but it doesn't need to run swift swim every single week. Bulky Seismitoad is a thing, so to ditch the rain, so it's not super hard rain, right? You have Roserade for the spikes and the toxic spikes. He brought back tier 4 Girder. It was a tier 5 last season, now it moved up to tier 4, and his new tier 5 Meowstic. Meowstic is probably going to be the sleeper of this whole draft. Prankster, Reflect, Light Screen, T-Wave. This thing's gonna be annoying. Prankster, Yawn. It's gonna be so annoying. And it fits well with the powerhouses that this team has. Meowstic provides the support that it needs for things to set up and win the game. And also, I really like the Haunch Crow here for Scarf Moxie stuff, and then Kangaskhan for Wish. Yeah, this is a squad. This is a squad right here. Just look at the Dragon Fairy Steel Core and tell me otherwise. Like, honestly, I just don't see it. Yeesh. And we go from a squad to, I don't know what to call this, man. Like, Joe, man, listen. He went Snorlax G-Max round 1, and I would be cool if, like, cause like I don't know, man. Like, the whole Snorlax G-Max gimmick is to get your berry back with its G-Max move. But like, if all the G-Maxes have to hold Pokeballs, there's really no point. I really like the Salamence pick, the Diggersby pick, and the Gyarados pick. They're all super deadly threats. They just get threatened out by ice coverage. But Snorlax can run thick fat. Hariyama can run thick fat. You also got like a little electric terrain going on with Pincurchin. Jolteon can abuse it for sure. Evil, believe it or not, is gets unburdened, so that's a thing. Yeah, man, this is not a squad, unfortunately, but like, I really want to see this thing like try and win games. I don't know. These last 3 picks, the Thievul, Magmortar, and Hariyama, were suggestions from Here's Truly, just to have some synergy and have some purpose, I guess. So I mean, Magmortar is really good because U-turn is a thing. So Flame Body on a U-turn is really good, and Magmortar, believe it or not, gets teleport because that line, you know, is in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. So like, this thing can teleport as well. So when you U-turn on a Magmortar, then you get burnt, and then Magmortar teleports out to gain momentum. It's actually gonna be, you know, annoying to deal with. So Magmortar might be the sleeper pick in this entire draft. Is this still a squad? I don't know. I like to see it try though. The Premier League Pelipper's. Now PLP has been saying that, you know, his team's bad because he got Bird Gang, right? He got Flyers on deck. And I think he drafted 4 Flyers simply because Pheromosa, his captain, is just so weak to flying moves. You have Skarmory as your tier 1, which can set up the spikes and the stealth rocks and just phase people out. It's just annoying to deal with. Moltres for the Flame Body, right? Very annoying. Scyther dual wing beat hits like crazy. Noivern with the Frisk being an excellent Frisk lead. When the hurricanes land, when the Dracos land, it's insane. Weavile at tier 2. It's very hard to switch into Weavile, I'm not even gonna lie. You have Swampert at tier 3, which is a low-key steal simply because it's going to flip turn. It's going to set up rocks and flip turn out and gain momentum for PLP. Weezing Galar at tier 3 as well. It's just, you know, if the Spadef threats are gone, Weezing Galar can come in and wall certain things. I got it for someone that's complaining about, you know, having 4 flyers. I think this is still a squad, to be completely honest with you, because the flyers are you know, you're getting rid of flyers so that way, you know, you don't have to face those. That way your Pheromosa doesn't have to deal with those. And to be honest, like Pheromosa's like flying resist here is a Skarmory, which is and I guess Rotom Spook. So, you know, I think PLP did a good job of covering for Pheromosa right here. So I gotta say, man, he's gonna tell you it's not really a squad, because remember, he had to help Barrett, and he helped Barrett draft the God Squad. But but PLP for himself, he did a pretty good job. This is a squad right here. Like I want to see, like, this team is looking like a 4-4, 5-3 team for sure. He's just selling himself short, but it's forever. As we go on to one of my favorite teams here, so this is my guy. Flash 5 is like a day one homie from first grade, and I'm finally trying to get him into draft and stuff like that. He took over for a team after like week 1 or 2 or whatever, so now he got to draft his full team. Even though I had to make all the picks for him because he was at work and stuff, but you have the Buzzwole, Magearna, which cover each other so well. But then you look at it again and it's just like, oh well, they're still both weak to fire at that point. You have Flash Fire Chandelure at tier 2, and the bulky water in Milotic, of all things. Very underrated Dragon Fairy Steel. Very underrated Dragon and Tyrantrum. That is, you know, it got bumped down to tier 3. So Tyrantrum at tier 3 actually holds its value really well. You have Araquanid for the webs. One of the better tier 5s in Roselia for the spikes and the T-spikes. Things like that. Very good. Licky for the wish support. Cloud9, Oblivious are very slept on abilities for sure. You have Vanillux for the hail, the veil, excuse me. And then the final pick, a very controversial pick, Persian Alola at tier 3. It does fill the speed tier that this team was lacking. So it's going to be, you know, fast U-turning, fast parting shot, things like that. It may be the sleeper pick out of all of these. We talk about Buzzwole Magearna as a core, but it might be Alola Persian to, you know, parting shot and allow setup, to be honest. This is definitely one of those teams that needs to set up to win, and it has the tools to like make it happen, because remember, Vanillux is just here for veil purposes. So once it gets the veil up, it allows, you know, things like Buzzwole, Magearna, Tyrantrum even to, you know, take hits better and start setting up, right? So, you know, I think this is a squad too. This is a squad right here. I'm very excited to see if Flash can, you know, get some dubs with this team. He was very close to getting some wins last season. Still finished 0-8, but hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. As we go on to the Season 2 finalist here, Will of the New England Palkias went Rillaboom G-Max first overall. He's named it OK Boomer. I told him, alright, bet. Obviously, I prefer regular Rillaboom at S tier simply because, at tier 1, simply because, you know, it can hold whatever item it wants, and, you know, it's not, I think having priority Grassy Glide for the whole game is kind of cool. Like, Rillaboom G-Max, like, can also technically Grassy Glide, but you can't Grassy Glide in your G-Max form, which kind of sucks, but it's whatever. Paired it really nicely with the Halucha. Melmetal covers Rillaboom really well. Victini at tier 2. People are gonna tell me that's a steal that was mis-tiered really badly, but it's whatever. Tier 3 Slow King for regenerator stuff, very cool. He's got a couple of NDL champs on his side as well, which is scary. The tier 5 Lipard, and then my boy Mesa, the Avalug at tier 3. Very nice stuff. And then the Mr. Irrelevant pick, of course. We went from Rillaboom G-Max to Stunfisk Galar at the very last pick of the draft. This is a squad. This is a squad that covers the, you know, it covers the terrain part. You know, it's aware that it has terrain. It has picked things to go well with said terrain. Has picked things to cover for Rillaboom and Lucha, right? And then you have a bulky, you know, Slow King with Regenerator. You have Prankster Lipard. Mesa is super good Fizz Def, which covers for Slow King. Slow King's lack of Fizz Def. And Crustle can Shell Smash now. Don't sleep. Oh yeah, Toxtricity. Toxtricity really thrives off grassy terrain. It appreciates grassy terrain for its quad weakness to ground. Completely forgot about that. And if you're really struggling to switch into ground, you have Levitate Flygon. So I gotta say, this is a squad. This is a Will type of team. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes finals again. Enough said. And then we got, at the number 2 overall pick, Quebec Quagsire Sherry Davis, Boosta's friend, went with Charizard G-Max. Now, this is a very controversial pick because I'm gonna keep saying this again and again and again. The G-Maxes have to hold Pokeballs. So, which means Charizard cannot hold the boots. So now it's quad weak to Stealth Rocks, and it can't even hold a Charty Berry to have the damage of said rock moves in G-Max form. So that's gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how Davis plays around that. Got the Ferrothorn on the way back, and the Dracozolt. Somehow got Lele like mid-late draft-ish, which was nuts. The bulky water being in Jellicent, and there's also a thick fat switching for Ferrothorn in Miltank as well. Very good stuff. Very good stuff. It had a potential to be, you know, a Sun team, but, you know, Davis was telling me that, you know, he don't really mess with weather like that. So I'm excited to see if this, like, to me, this isn't something that I would run. Like, I would run Sun plus Zard if it was me. So that's the reason why I'm not saying this is a squad or anything, but I'm excited to see how Davis is gonna play with this, because this is something, because there's things that go well together, and then there's also things that's just like, why? But like, I'm excited to see how all of these guys work together and things like that, despite the fact that, you know, there's that weather was on the board and he didn't take it. I think Davis is going to have a very interesting season with these group of guys, and like with you know, with Barrett, I wouldn't be surprised if some things get moved around mid-season. As we go into K Millie in the South Jersey Swoobats that has taken my Zapdos and made full rain as well. So we talked about, you know, Keystone drafting rain, and it's not really, but it doesn't really need to rely on rain. This is just pure rain right here. You got Swamp, Mega Swamp, you got the Pelipper, the Zapdos, the Colo, the Goodra, right? Those are all mons that just scream rain, that just thrive off the rain. This is a very interesting Dragon Fairy Steel right here. You have Goodra, Metagross, Clefairy here. This is Baby Clef right here. Very interesting Dragon Fairy Steel core right here. Somehow drafted the surprise pick right here where the two was the Graplock and the Arbok. They're both tier 5s. We'll see if how Kev will use those. We'll see about that. Regirock in rain is confusing to me. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I could see it, but at the same time, like, if people bring water types to a rain matchup, Regirock doesn't really appreciate that. And you have Espeon here from Magic Bounce. Again, last season he had a Jolteon as his evolution, and it was almost kill leader to my Metagross. So his evolution this time is Espeon. For a rain team, I gotta say, it's a pretty good rain team. This is just a full-on rain team. This is a full rain squad. Enough said. Gotta hit him with the squad. For that one. We got another new person, Carmen Damon of the Aurora Avalugs. Lando T Mega Aggron core is really, really good here, I must say. And then the Gastrodon pick to cover for the water weakness, because remember, Lando T is weak to water and ice. Ice type switching, Mega Aggron. Water type switching, Gastrodon. This person has a Gigalith here, but has no sand whatsoever. Has no sand abuser whatsoever. So that's going to be interesting. I really like the Dragalge. Adaptability Dragalge, it hits super, super hard for no reason. Pangoro. I love me some Pangoro, dating back to NSL Season 1. That thing's a monster. Tangela at tier 5 might be a big steal, simply because I just every season I forget what to add one mon to the dock, and this season it was Tangela. Last season it was Honchkrow. This season it's Tangela. So enjoy Tangela at tier 5, but you're not gonna see that at tier 5 again. At tier 5 next season, that's for sure. This is a squad right here. This is a squad right here. I really like how, you know, Lando T gets covered very, very well. And I think a lot of people struggle with, you know, covering for Lando T, because I was very surprised that Aggron went round 2, but because of the Lando T round 1, you had to find a way to cover it, to cover its ice weakness. And I think Aggron is probably one of the better, you know, being a pure steel and everything, to cover for the ice weakness. And then you got Gastro for the water immunity. I gotta say, this is a squad. Again, a new person drafting some heat. I don't know where these kids come from, but they're out here knowing what they're doing. It make no sense. Next, we got Wex, my boy Wex of the Leinster Leafeons. Apparently, I took Megalati from him, so he went with the other one. Got Tapu Fini round 2, as always. I think I predicted like half of his draft. I predicted a Lucario round 3, a Pylo mid-draft, and some other stuff. I'm excited to see Mr. Mime at tier 5. I don't know I don't know what this thing wants to do, but it's gonna be interesting, that's for sure. Rotom Heat tier 2 is very good. I don't know how I feel about Serena at tier 3 though. It's not yeah, you get a rapid spinner and like now we got triple axle, but like triple axle really depends on you landing first of all. So I don't know. I just find myself using Serena as being very underwhelming, but people have praised it very, very highly as well. Aerodactyl is the better tier 3 in this scenario, even better than Inteleon, simply because like, you know, it can Dragon Dance now into the dual wing beat. Ooh, that's gonna be scary. That's gonna be scary. And then tier 4 Piloswine, a very, very big sleeper. It's very hard to switch into ground ice. This is just simply a bulkier Mamoswine. Throws up the rocks, things like that. Pilo with thick fat, very, very nice. This a squad, I guess. This is squad. It has some things that either I don't know what it does, or just very underwhelming. Like the Mr. Mime, I'm curious what that's gonna do. Electros, Alola Dougie, Serena are very underwhelming in my opinion. Like Survivor. The only reason I haven't said anything about Survivor is because like Lords had it last season and it did very, very well. Coil Rest Talk Shed Skin is a thing, so you know that's something, you know, if you don't prep for it, it can come and dent some holes in your team. So if I want to pick some, if I were doing traditional power rankings, this is the definition of a mid, like a 7, 8, or 9. Like this is middle of the pack. Like this is like, it has some things going for itself, and then it also like falls off a little bit. It's pretty mid. I'm leaning towards the nah for some reason. I don't know. Maybe Wex can prove me wrong. I don't know. And then we go to the final team, which I think is the most dangerous team. Clearly this is DJS. I already know he's already 3-0 in PDL. Like this man knows what he's doing, and he took my Mega Metagross from an NDL champion. Mega Metagross right here, right? Then you got the Togekiss, and then the Kyurem Dragon, which fell late draft. Don't ask me how, but it is what it is. Gourgeist to tier 5. I know people are gonna clown me for being a steal, but if you watch NDL finals, that's the punishment it deserves. Honestly. Tier 3 Vikavolt for the webs, very good value. Primarina at tier 3, very good value. Actually waited all the way to the very end at round 12 to get T-Tar. So he saw, you know, I must have inspired him. I went round 11 T-Tar. I went final round T-Tar in PDL, and now he did it in NDL here, which is very, very nice. Tier 2 Infernape, very, very good value here. If I were to, I mean, Dubwool, most people are not a fan of Dubwool, but we have relaxed baton pass. Like you can we have standard baton pass stat passing stuff rules. Like just don't pass speed and another stat, and you should be all right. So normally this Dubwool pick would be weird, but with stat passing, with the exception of speed and stuff, with the exception of speed plus another stat, like I can see Dubwool, you know, Cotton Guard pass and agility pass. You know what I'm saying? So, and yes, it gets fluffy, which makes fire super effective on it. Prim is a very good fire type switch in, if I say so. And Ape can be a little bulkier than people believe, simply because it can take a resisted hit and then slack off the next turn. believe it or not. So this right here might be one of the most dangerous squads right here. This is one of the most dangerous squads. And with that, folks, is the conclusion of Squad or Nah. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's gonna be fun to see these teams in action, but first we gotta review a schedule in a couple days. So with that, it's been your boy Eli the Rebel. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.